Bama and Auburn. Would you rather? Bama, Auburn. Jeff, we'll start with you.
I'll take Bama in the long run.
Okay.
Like, I think Auburn's proven they're better today.
Better win?
Yeah, I mean, you win at Houston. There's nothing better than that so far. But I just think Alabama's ceiling is so high.
So Bama is shooting 30% from three on the season. We sat up here and talked last night about how concerned, or if we were concerned, about Bama's offensive struggles that we didn't think we would have to be concerned about coming into the season, and whether that was a long-term thing or whether it's just a fixable issue right now. Sounds to me like you're saying it's a fixable
And they'll
thing.
get Chris Youngblood back in a month, and they'll be fine. They'll peak at the right time.
Yeah.
And I think Auburn will be a little bit their ceiling won't be quite as high. That's all. I'm taking Alabama 10 times out of 10 times right now over Auburn, if you're asking me who I'm picking for the long run.
10 times out of 10?
10 out of 10?
Yes, absolutely.
That's certain?
Absolutely. That's certain.
I mean, I think there's an argument, but I don't know if I'd go 10 out of 10. Rob.
I would probably lean Alabama, but I'm going to give you the argument for Auburn here. The length and athleticism that they have on their perimeter and on their wings matches up with anybody in college basketball. Anybody. And that is without 6'8", windmill in the first game, Ja'Kai Howard, the last two games. That is without Jaheim Hudson, a senior, because of the horseplay that happened on a flight that they had. I think that Janai Broome, there's an argument to be made that he is the best player in the SEC.
He's awesome.
There's an argument to be made that he is the best player in college basketball. You can say the same thing about Mark Sears. Yes, I know, Alabama fans, we don't have to – I get it. I think that you combine all of those things with the fact that if you can get Tahad Pettiford to be – like right now – and Bruce Pearl knows this. Right now, Tahad Pettiford has some nights where he's up here and some nights where he's down here, right? And if you can get him to the point where you mix in more nights that are here, instead of having it be down here, you bring that floor up and you still have that ceiling with what he can do, I would make the argument that there still is quite a bit of room for Auburn to improve because there is going to be nights. The biggest – like, if you could tell me that Tahad Pettiford will be 70% – of what he was against Houston every single game for the rest of the season, then I think it's very, very clear that Auburn is a better team than Alabama. But I don't know that we're going to see that. And without Tahad Pettiford, I just don't think J.P. Pegues is the guy to be able to be the point guard that they need to be the Jared Harper level kind of league guard.
So do you think the SEC wears Auburn down? Is that kind of what you're inferring here?
No, I'm just saying Tahad Pettiford is that is a hard name.
It is.
Tahad Pettiford.
Break it down.
He's just a freshman.
Yeah.
He's a freshman coming in. Like, freshmen are supposed to be up and down.
And by the way, like Aiden Holloway, his freshman year, the start of it, he was pretty good.
Yes.
And then he hit a wall.
Yes.
So we don't know what Pettiford's going to be. I just think here's my take on Alabama, and we can end it with this, is like I just think there's far more margin for error with the Crimson Tide. They have so much more higher-end talent. Mm-hmm. The biggest problem for Nate Oates is what? What's the biggest problem?
The biggest problem is that he's not healthy right now and that sometimes they miss threes.
And
they don't really guard. That's my other –
And he's got to figure it out and make sure that these guys gel together because he's got so many dudes who want to play and think, they're going to get 28, 30 minutes and get all these shots. That's actually, I think, going to be his biggest challenge.
And, look, I think that I would have both of these teams among the 5 favorites to win a national championship
I'm
right
not
now.
yet ready to say that about Auburn.
I'm not
there yet.
I'm not.
They should be ranked in the top 5. I'm not saying yet that – you know how sometimes those teams get off to those great starts and then they kind of settle down to earth a little bit?
Yeah, but there's – all right, then let's call it top 8. Let's call it – I think both of these teams are a 1 seed or a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. And I think you're kind of like, what do you trust more? A team that's going to be defensively oriented that might have a guy that gets hot or a team that's going to hit a whole bunch of threes that might have nights where they can't guard anybody.
I just want to see if their guards are going to be good enough.
I just want to go to both the games that they play.
Oh,
we're
going to go to one.
I just want to go to both the
one
games.
of them.
Like, that's all I want to do. I just want to go to both those games.
Yeah, Auburn, Alabama, they meet on February 15th, and then the last game of the regular season on March 8th. So we got a little bit of a wait.
February 15th might be the day.
February 15th, that is a Saturday. Both of them are Saturdays. They knew what they were doing.